In a far part of the galaxy, on a secret planet called Velron 9, a powerful alien army was training for the biggest war in history. The galaxy was full of danger, and the alien empire wanted only the best soldiers. Their training center was known for being the hardest, where even the strongest warriors failed. No weak creature ever passed, and no human had ever been allowed inside. Until one day, everything changed. A mistake happened, a small error in the system. No one noticed it at first. A group of human trainees, fresh from Earth, were placed into the elite alien training group. The system thought they were part of a new advanced species, but they were just normal humans with no special powers, no alien strength, no high-tech implants, only their minds, their spirit, and their bodies, still not used to alien gravity. When the alien officers saw the humans standing among their best trainees, they laughed. "Who let these soft skins in?" One said. "They won't last a day." Even the other alien trainees made jokes. The humans didn't understand all the words, but they knew they were being mocked. Still, they didn't fight back. They just looked around, silent and serious, trying to learn. The first day of training was hard. The room changed shape every minute. The floor moved like waves. The air became hot and cold. Sharp lights, strange noises, and sudden shocks tested the senses. One alien fainted. Another threw up. But the humans, somehow, they stayed on their feet. One of them, a girl named Erin, even smiled. "This is normal," she said. "Have you ever taken the subway at rush hour?" The instructors were confused. They watched the humans closely. "Give them something harder," the commander ordered. So they did. They sent the humans into a gravity maze, a place where every step pulled in a different direction. No map, no help, only instinct. Many aliens had failed this test before. But the humans worked together. They tied themselves with rope, moved as a group, and used one trainee's watch to measure the direction of gravity. After 12 minutes, they came out, tired, bruised, but smiling. "They shouldn't have passed," one instructor said. "They're just beginners." "Maybe the system is broken," said another. But the humans were not cheating. They were just thinking differently. They didn't fight the tests. They adapted. That was something the aliens had not seen before. The commander, General Vorik, watched from above. His face showed no emotion, but inside, he felt uneasy. "Humans," he whispered to himself. "What are you?" Later that night, the human trainees sat in their small sleeping pod. No beds, only cold floors, but they didn't complain. One of them, named Ray, looked up at the ceiling and laughed. "They think we're weak," he said. "Let's not tell them the truth." "What truth?" Erin asked. "That we're used to pain. We've had it all our lives. This is just another game." Outside the room, a hidden camera watched them. It sent a signal to the control room, where the alien commanders listened. One of them leaned closer to the screen. "They are not afraid," he said. "They are dangerous." In the morning, a new test was prepared, a battle simulation. Normally, it was given after 1 year of training, but the commander wanted to see the humans fail. He thought the pressure would break them. The humans were dropped into a fake battlefield. Explosions, gunfire, smoke. Alien robots attacked from all sides. The humans had only basic weapons and no armor. The instructors watched closely, expecting fear, but what they saw shocked them. The humans moved fast. They used broken parts of robots to build shields. One trainee hacked a machine to send false signals. Another set a trap using only a belt and a wire. They didn't fight like soldiers. They'd fought like survivors. In 22 minutes, the simulation was over. The humans had won. Not perfectly, not cleanly, but they had survived and finished the mission. The alien instructors stood in silence. No one said it, but everyone felt it. Something strange was happening. Back in the command center, General Vorik stood in front of a large screen. The system showed all the data: heart rate, decisions, movement speed. The humans didn't score the highest in strength or speed, but they beat everyone in creativity, teamwork, and stress control. "They are not supposed to be here," the science officer said. "This is a mistake." Vorik didn't turn around. He kept looking at the screen, his eyes cold and focused. "Maybe," he said, "or maybe this is the beginning of something we can't control." Far below, in their small room, the humans rested. They didn't know the full truth yet. They didn't know that the galaxy was watching, that their every move was being recorded, that some wanted them destroyed, others wanted them tested, and a few were starting to believe in them. The mistake that brought them here was no longer a joke. It had become something bigger, something dangerous, something that would change the balance of power forever. And this was only the beginning. The next day, the humans were taken to a new room deep underground. It was darker, colder, and completely silent. No lights, no guards, just one small door with a glowing red line across it. An alien officer stood outside, waiting. His skin was dark blue, and his eyes were sharp like knives. His name was Kale, and he was in charge of the fear test, a secret exam used only on the strongest alien soldiers. Many had failed. A few never returned. It was not a game. It was not training. It was something else. General Vorik appeared behind him. "You're really going to use the fear test on humans?" Kale asked. Vorik didn't answer at first. He simply stared at the metal door, his hands behind his back. "I want to see what breaks first," he said finally. "Their bodies, or their minds." Inside the base, the human trainees were lined up. Their uniforms were dirty. Some had cuts, bruises. None of them had slept well. But none complained. Erin stretched her arms and looked around. "Another surprise today," she whispered to Ray. "Think it's a race or a fight?" Ray shook his head. "No. Look at their faces. They're not excited today. They're testing something else." Before they could speak more, the door opened. A voice called, "Step forward, humans, one at a time." They didn't argue. One by one, they entered the room. Inside was complete darkness. No lights, no sound, just cold air and shadows. Suddenly, the walls came alive. They showed memories, fears, pain. Erin saw her home burning, her little brother crying, her father lost in war. She screamed, but no one heard. Ray saw a ship exploding in space, his friends gone. A voice whispered in his ear, "You failed them." Each human saw something different. Deep fears, real memories. The room was reading their minds, turning fear into reality. Outside, the alien officers watched from hidden screens. "Now they will break," Kale said. But minutes passed. Then 10, then 20. No human gave up. Inside the room, Erin sat down. She closed her eyes. Her heart raced, but she breathed slowly. The fire in front of her was fake. She remembered this. Ray began talking to himself. "This isn't real. Fear is just a feeling, not truth." One by one, the humans began to fight their own fear, not with weapons, but with will. They walked through fire, through loss, through pain, and they kept going. An alien assistant whispered to Kale, "Sir, they are resisting. All of them." Kale's jaw tightened. Increase intensity. The room changed. The air became freezing. Screams filled the space. The shadows moved, becoming monsters. The humans were pushed to their limit. And still, none broke. Erin stood tall. "We grew up with fear," she shouted. "We lived in war. On Earth, we learned to smile through pain." Ray kicked a wall. "You think this scares us? We've seen worse in real life." Back in the command center, General Vorik watched with sharp eyes. "No one has lasted this long before," a voice said behind him. "They're not warriors," Vorik said quietly. They're survivors. After 35 minutes, the test ended. The door opened. The humans walked out, shaking, sweating, but alive. Still standing, still breathing. Cale stared at them in silence. Aaron looked him in the eyes. Nice room. Bit dramatic. Ray smiled. Is the next test scarier, or do we get snacks first? Some alien trainees were watching from a distance. They didn't laugh this time. One of them, a tall red-skinned soldier, whispered, "They didn't break." Later that night, in the training center, whispers spread. The humans passed the fear test. That's impossible. They are just humans, right? But doubt had begun to grow. Fear was spreading, not in humans, but in the aliens. In the top command room, a quiet meeting was held. "We have to watch them more closely," one officer said. "They are becoming a threat," said another. "No," General Vorik said. "They are becoming a possibility." In their sleeping room, the humans sat in a circle, sharing food from small packs. Erin leaned back, staring at the ceiling. "What do you think they'll do now?" she asked. Ray took a deep breath. "Test us harder, or try to stop us." Another trainee, Mia, looked at both of them. "Let them. We didn't come here to run." They sat in silence for a while. Outside, the alien world was cold and endless. But inside that small room, a fire had started. Not real fire, but something stronger. Belief, strength, unity. The galaxy still didn't understand who these humans were. They were small, weak, untrained, but they had something different, something the aliens had never trained for. And that something was starting to scare them. 3 days after the fear test, the training base on Velrun 9 was quiet. Too quiet. The alien trainees felt it. Something was coming. The humans felt it too, but they didn't speak about it. They only waited. Then the alarm rang. A deep red light filled the halls. Sirens echoed across the base. The voice of an officer shouted through the speakers, "Emergency protocol. All trainees report to the drop bay." Now, the humans rushed into gear. No questions, no panic, just quick movements and sharp eyes. Erin grabbed her vest. Ray checked his weapon. Maya tied her boots tight. In the drop bay, alien officers stood ready. Behind them, transport ships were waiting. General Vorik appeared. His voice was calm, but serious. "This is not training," he said. "A supply ship was attacked by raiders near the Black Ridge. They've taken hostages. This is a real mission. You will work as backup. Do not engage unless ordered." He looked at the human group. "You're coming too." Some aliens frowned. One whispered, "They're not ready." Vorik heard, but said nothing. He wanted to see what the humans would do in a real fight. Inside the ship, the air was tense. Alien trainees checked their weapons. No one spoke to the humans. Erin looked out the window at the stars. Ray leaned closer to her. "They don't trust us," Erin replied. "They don't have to." The ship landed near the Black Ridge, a dark and rocky place, filled with sharp cliffs and broken ground. The raiders were hiding in the caves, waiting. They were not normal pirates. They were ex-soldiers, killers, and mutants. The alien team moved in first. The humans stayed back, just like they were told. Then it happened. An explosion rocked the ground. Dust flew everywhere. The aliens were caught in a trap. Gunfire came from above. Lasers lit the dark sky. A commander shouted, "Fall back! Fall back!" But it was too late. The enemy was everywhere. The humans watched from a hill. They were not part of the fight, but they saw everything. Erin's eyes narrowed. "They'll die if we do nothing." Ray agreed. "Let's move." No one gave them orders. No permission was asked. The humans grabbed their gear and ran straight into the chaos. From the shadows, they moved fast. Erin found an injured alien and dragged him to safety. Maya hacked a security drone and used it to spot enemy snipers. Ray climbed up a high rock and started picking targets one by one. The enemy didn't expect them. They thought the humans would hide. But these humans were different. Ray shouted, "Push left. There's a weak spot." The aliens, hearing his voice, followed without thinking. For a moment, humans were leading the charge. Aaron threw a smoke bomb and rushed into the main cave. Inside, 2 hostages were tied. She cut them loose, then turned to see a tall mutant aiming at her. Bang! The shot came from behind. Ray had followed her. The mutant dropped. Aaron nodded. "Thanks. Don't mention it." In just 15 minutes, the enemy began to fall back. The humans didn't have better weapons. They didn't have armor. But they had something stronger: speed, teamwork, and courage. When the fight ended, the aliens stood in silence. The hostages were safe. The enemy had escaped into the hills. But the mission was a success. General Vorik arrived on the scene. He looked around. Injured soldiers, burned ground, smoke in the air. And in the middle, the humans, dirty, tired, but standing tall. An alien officer whispered, "They didn't follow orders." "No," Vorik replied. "They followed something stronger." Back at the base, the humans were called into a private meeting room. Vorik stood at the head of the table. "You disobeyed a direct order," he said. The humans said nothing. He continued, "But your actions saved lives. You fought with skill, with control. You made fast decisions. You earned respect." Aaron looked him in the eye. "We didn't come to hide." Ray added, "We came to help, even if we weren't invited." Vorik nodded slowly. "You are not like other species. You think differently. You fight differently. And you learn fast. That makes you valuable and dangerous." As the humans left the room, a few alien trainees stood in the hall. They looked at the humans, not with hate, but with quiet respect. One alien even stepped forward. He held out his hand to Aaron. "Next time, I want to fight beside you." Aaron shook his hand. "Next time, you will." That night, in the sleeping room, the humans rested with quiet pride. The galaxy was starting to notice. They were not soldiers yet, not officially, but something was changing. The war had not yet come, but the first real fight had ended, and the humans had won more than a battle. They had won belief. After the battle near Black Ridge, everything changed. The humans were no longer just the mistake. They were now known across the base. Some alien trainees still didn't trust them. Others began to follow them. And the commanders, they started asking questions. Why did these humans survive every test? Why were they so different? Inside the control room, General Vorik stood with the head science officer, Dr. Xelran, a tall alien with 4 glowing eyes and long silver fingers. They watched a large screen showing the humans during training. Heartbeats, brain waves, heat levels. "Something is wrong," Xelran said. "Their biology is simple. Weak muscles, short lives. But their minds." He pointed to the graph. "No species reacts like this under stress. Their fear turns into focus. Their pain becomes energy." Vorik nodded. "You're saying their brains are hiding something." "Not hiding," Xelran said. "Evolving." The decision was made. A scan would be done. Quietly, secretly, without alerting the humans. The next day, the human trainees were told they were getting a routine medical check. Nothing serious. Aaron felt something was off, but said nothing. Ray looked around the clean white room and whispered, "Too many cameras." Each human was taken into a pod, one by one. A scanner passed over their heads, their hearts, their minds. What the scientists found shocked them. Inside the human brain, deep in the back, near the fear center, was a strange energy pattern. It lit up during stress, during pain, and even during silence. It wasn't just memory. It wasn't emotion. It was something new. Dr. Xelran stared at the results. "This can't be natural," he said. "It's like their brains want to survive. They push the body to keep going, even after the limit is reached. We've never seen this in any species. Vorik crossed his arms. Is it a threat? Selrin hesitated. It's a weapon, but it's inside their heads. Meanwhile, the humans started noticing strange things. Their rooms were scanned at night. Their food tasted different. Cameras followed them more closely. Aaron whispered to Ray, "They're watching us." Ray nodded. "They think we're hiding something." Mia frowned. "Maybe we are. Even we don't know what we are yet." That night, while the base was asleep, one of the alien trainees, Tarn, the red-skinned warrior, came to the humans in secret. His voice was low. "They're studying you. They think you are dangerous. They think something inside your brain is not normal." Aaron looked calm. "What do you think?" Tarn paused. "I think you are different, but not dangerous. Not yet." Ray stepped forward. "Thanks for the warning. But let them watch. Let them test. We're not afraid." But deep down, all the humans were starting to wonder, what if something really was inside them? The next day, they got the answer. During combat training, Erin was pushed to the ground by a large alien. She fell hard, her leg twisted. The pain was sharp, but her eyes glowed with something else. Her heart raced, but she didn't panic. She stood up and didn't just fight back. She moved faster than before. She dodged 3 attacks and struck back with perfect aim. The crowd went silent. Even the instructors stared. After the fight, Erin sat alone, breathing hard. Her body should have shut down, but instead, it became stronger. Later that evening, Dr. Selrin called an emergency meeting. "It's spreading," he said. "Every human in the group shows signs. Faster learning, more memory, faster healing. Something is waking up inside them." Another officer said, "What caused it?" Selrin's voice dropped. "Maybe the stress, maybe the training, or maybe it was always there, waiting." General Vorik stayed quiet. He had seen this before, on old war records from long ago. On Earth, in their darkest hours, humans had survived impossible things, not because of strength, but because of something inside. He looked at the screen and said, "Keep watching, but do not touch them. Not yet." In the human sleeping quarters, Erin finally spoke to her team. "Something is changing," she said, "in all of us." Ray added, "Maybe it's what makes us human. Maybe it's what they fear." Mia whispered, "Or maybe it's something even we don't understand." They all sat in silence, thinking. They had come here as trainees, as a mistake, but now they were becoming something else, something new. And whatever it was, no test, no scan, no fear could stop it now. The secret inside the human brain was no longer a secret, and the galaxy had no idea what was coming next. The days after the brain scans felt different. The base was the same, cold walls, bright lights, endless orders. But something had shifted. The humans could feel it. They were being watched, not just with cameras, but with fear. Whispers followed them. Doors didn't open as fast. Some alien trainees stepped away when they walked by. But the humans didn't stop. They trained harder, ran faster, fought quicker. The strange energy inside them was growing. They could feel it, like a fire in their blood, ready to explode. Then came the call. An attack. But this time, it wasn't raiders. It was war. A hostile alien species known as the Drek had entered the zone. No one expected them to come so close to the base. They were brutal, armored, and fearless. They didn't want supplies. They wanted destruction. A message came from command. "All trainees prepare for deployment. This is not a drill." The base shook with tension. Everyone moved fast. Weapons loaded. Armor checked. Dropships lined up. The human team stood in silence. "We're not trainees anymore," Erin said quietly. Ray nodded. "We either fight or we die." They were given old gear, nothing special. The aliens still didn't fully trust them. But this time, no one told them to stay back. No one said, observe only. Because this time, they needed every fighter they had. The battlefield was a rocky valley, surrounded by cliffs and smoke. Ships fell from the sky. Fire lit the ground. Alien soldiers screamed. The Drek were everywhere, strong, tall beasts with black armor and blades made from bone. The human squad landed behind the front lines. They didn't wait for orders. Split up, Aaron said. Hit from both sides. Move fast. Be loud. They rushed into the chaos. Aaron rolled under a Drek warrior and stabbed its leg, then leaped back before the blade came down. Mia climbed a broken wall and used a stolen alien rifle to cover the others. Ray charged into a small group with a steel pipe and cleared a path for a wounded squad. The aliens watched in shock. The humans weren't just surviving. They were leading. One alien soldier, pinned under a fallen tree, looked up and saw Aaron pulling him free. Her arm was bleeding, her eyes on fire. She didn't flinch. "Why are you helping me?" the alien asked. "Because you're on my side," she said simply. General Vorik watched from a command ship high above. His officers were shouting, "We're losing the front line," and "Send backup." But Vorik only said, "Send the humans." The command team paused. "But do it." The human squad was rerouted to the center of the battlefield, a position no one had held for more than 5 minutes. Explosions rocked the ground as they arrived. The air was thick with smoke and ash. Mia pointed to the left. "Snipers." Ray nodded. "I'll draw fire." Aaron took a deep breath. "Let's make them remember us." They moved like one mind. Fast, smart, fearless. The Drek expected chaos, but got strategy. They expected weakness, but got fire. Within 10 minutes, the humans had cleared the center. And they held it. Alien reinforcements moved in, inspired, charged with new energy. Some followed the humans, not their own captains. The battle lasted for hours. But slowly, the Drek began to fall back. The field grew quiet. Smoke rose into the sky. Bodies covered the ground, Drek and allies alike. But the center still stood. And in the middle, the humans. Aaron dropped her weapon. Her hands were shaking, blood on her face, but her eyes were calm. Ray leaned against a broken drone, still alive. Mia sat beside him, barely. An alien commander approached. He didn't speak. He just looked at them. "You held the line," he said finally. Aaron replied, "We don't break easy." Back at the base, silence filled the main hall as news spread. The humans took the center. They pushed the Drek back. They fought like no one else. Later that night, General Vorik stood before the High Council. "They are no longer a mistake," he said. "They are the future of warfare." One council member leaned forward. "Do we use them?" "No," Vorik said. "We learn from them." In their sleeping room, the humans sat in silence. No celebration, no cheers, just quiet understanding. "We changed something today," Aaron said. Ray looked at her. "What do you mean?" "We showed them what humans can do. Not with power, not with tech, but with something they don't have." Mia whispered, "Will they accept us now?" Aaron stared at the ceiling. "Maybe, or maybe they'll try to control us." But either way, today was the turning point. And they all knew it. The galaxy had seen the fire. Now it couldn't look away. After the battle, the human trainees became heroes. But not everyone saw them as heroes. Some called them dangerous. Others called them a mistake that went too far. On the outside, the base returned to normal. Training continued. Patrols moved. Officers gave orders. But under the surface, everything had changed. In the council chamber of Velrun 9, leaders from different alien races held a secret meeting. "They learned too fast," said one commander. They act without orders, said another. They disobeyed command in 2 missions, and both times they won, a third added. General Vorik stood in front of them all. Yes, he said, because they think differently. That's what makes them strong. They are not soldiers, someone snapped. They are weapons we can't control. Vorik looked at them calmly. Then controlled is the wrong idea. Understand them instead. But the council didn't want to understand. They'd wanted safety. And the humans were not safe anymore. That night, the human team received a strange message. No name, no sender, just one line. They will come for you. Be ready. Aaron showed the message to the others. This isn't a joke. Someone is warning us. Ray stood and grabbed his gear. Let them come. Mia checked the hallway. We need to be smarter than that. If they fear us, they won't play fair. And she was right. The next day, the humans were told they were being moved, reassigned to a different station. A new training post on the outer edge of the system. No warning. No reason, Erin said, narrowing her eyes. They're trying to split us up. We don't go, Ray said. They'll force it, Mia added. They had one option. Find proof. Show the truth. Expose the fear growing inside the council. So, they broke the rules. Again. Late at night, the team slipped into the data tower. It was risky. Cameras were everywhere. Guards patrolled every level. But the humans moved like shadows. Inside, they hacked into the restricted files. And what they found chilled them. Secret reports, brain scans, test results, notes from Dr. Selran, marked classified. Titles like Subject, Human Neural Shift. Potential for self-evolving combat instinct. Warning, psychological unpredictability. They even found a plan. Emergency removal protocol. Aaron read the line out loud. If human trainees show signs of mental instability or unapproved evolution, isolate and neutralize. Ray clenched his fists. So that's their plan. They don't want soldiers, Mia whispered. They want control. And we scare them. Suddenly, footsteps. The alarm blared. The door burst open. Armed guards stormed the room. Step away from the console, one shouted. The humans didn't fight. They were taken into custody and locked in a cold metal cell. Hours passed. Then General Vorik came. He stood outside the cell, face unreadable. You broke into a secure area, he said. You stole classified files. We found the truth, Aaron replied. You're afraid of us. Vorik didn't deny it. You scare the council. You act without orders. You take risks that no trained soldier would take. But we win, Ray said. Every time. Vorik looked at them carefully. Yes, you win, but you don't belong to anyone. That makes you powerful and dangerous. Mia stepped forward. So what now? You lock us away. Vorik didn't answer. Instead, he placed a small device on the wall. It blinked red, then green. You have 10 minutes before they come back, he said. I left the door unlocked. What you do now is up to you. He walked away. Aaron stared at the door. He's helping us. No, Ray said. He's giving us a choice. The humans escaped the base quietly. They didn't run. They moved carefully, taking only what they needed. They didn't know where they were going, only that they couldn't stay. As they flew off the planet in a stolen shuttle, Maya looked back. They're going to hunt us now. Aaron nodded. Let them. Ray smiled. We'll be ready. In the shadows of space, the humans disappeared. No one knew where they went. The council called them fugitives, traitors, a threat to peace. But in dark corners of the galaxy, others began to whisper about the humans who stood against fear, who changed battles, who woke up something inside themselves. They were no longer just trainees. They were something more, a new kind of soldier, A new kind of threat. A threat that didn't need orders to do what was right. Months passed. The galaxy thought the humans were gone. Some believed they died in space. Others said they were hiding on a dead planet. The council called them outlaws, dangerous, unpredictable. But not everyone believed those lies. In secret, the human team moved from system to system, helping small colonies in danger. They trained rebel soldiers. They protected villages from pirates. Wherever they went, they made a difference. Word spread. They became legends. No longer just names. Aaron, Ray, Mia. Now they were symbols of courage, of change. Meanwhile, the war with the Drek got worse. The Council's armies were losing ground. The Drek had new weapons, new ships, and no mercy. Planet after planet fell. Morale dropped. Commanders panicked. Then the unthinkable happened. The Drek surrounded Velrun 9, the Council's home world. They demanded surrender. "You called us beasts," the Drek leader said. "Now we break your spine." The Council sent out a message, begging for help. But no one came. Fear ruled the stars. No army was strong enough. No hero was left. Until one signal answered. A single voice. "We're coming." It was them. The humans. The Council didn't believe it at first. But then they saw the ship. Small, old, but fast. It landed outside the city just before the Drek broke through the outer gates. Erin stepped out, her boots hitting the ground hard. Behind her, Ray and Mia followed. General Vorik, now retired, met them at the edge of the city. His face was full of guilt, but also hope. "You came back," he said quietly. "We never left," Erin replied. "We were just waiting for the right moment." Ray looked at the skyline. Smoke, fire, screams. "This is the moment," he said. Inside the war room, the Council argued. "We can't trust them. They're not soldiers. They're not even part of the command." But Vorik stood tall. "You had your chance. You lost every battle. Now let them fight their way." The Council finally gave in. They had no choice. As the Drek stormed the city walls, the humans led a counterattack. But it wasn't just the three of them. From every shadow, rebels joined. Alien trainees who once served with the humans rose up. Forgotten colonies sent fighters. Smugglers, pirates, even criminals, all who had been helped by the humans, now came to help them. It wasn't an army. It was a movement. And it moved like fire. Erin led the charge. Her voice cut through explosions like thunder. "We don't fight for orders. We fight for each other." Ray broke enemy lines, drawing fire away from the weak spots. Mia hacked into Drek tech, turning their weapons against them. One by one, the Drek fell back. For the first time, they were afraid. Inside the main square, the Drek leader stood with his elite guard. Huge, armored, brutal. "You are not warriors," he growled. "You are insects." Erin stared at him. "No, we're human." The fight was fierce. Blades clashed. Blood spilled. But in the end, Erin drove a spear through the Drek leader's chest. Silence fell. The war ended that day, not because of bombs or fleets, but because the galaxy saw something new. They saw what humans could become. Later, on the council steps, leaders from every race gathered. Reporters, soldiers, children, all watched. Erin, Ray, and Mia stood in front of them. Dirty, bruised, but undefeated. A council elder stepped forward. "We owe you everything." Erin didn't smile. "You feared us. You tried to stop us." The elder lowered his head. "And we were wrong." He stepped back. And one by one, the leaders of each species dropped to one knee. Not in weakness, but in respect. The galaxy bowed, not to power, not to fear, but to three humans who changed everything. They didn't ask for a throne. They didn't take control. They simply walked away. Because they knew their fight wasn't for glory. It was for freedom. As they disappeared into the stars once more, a new legend was born. The story of the mistake that became a miracle, the humans who rose, and the day the galaxy bowed.